This one really hit close to home. The latest site of the mass shooting happened in Fordyce, Arkansas, Friday morning, if I'm correct. Which is about 2.5 hours from my house. I live in Mississippi. You go down, if I leave my house and go west, cross into Tunica County, go down to Lula, Mississippi, cross over into West Helena, Arkansas, and make my way westward towards Fordyce from that way. It's about 2.5 hours. This one really hit close to home. I think the closest mass shooting before this one to me were in the Nashville area about 5 or 6 years ago, where the young man went into the Waffle House and committed murder before the young brother snatched the gun from him. And he took out running. I think they searched for him for about 2 days and found him in the woods naked. But this latest one that happened in Fordyce, Arkansas, might well say it was in my backyard. My wife worked at a grocery store. I called her this morning, asked her did she hear the news. She said, no, I ain't heard. And she got to telling me how those white people be coming up acting a fool. She been telling me stories like this. She been working at this store where she work at now for some years. Her and her friend, they know. They be coming out. They don't like black folks. I'm just gonna tell y'all how it is. A lot of people want us to believe that racism don't exist. You listen to a lot of people who have sold themselves to the lighter skinned people. We call those house Negroes. You want to listen to them, they want to make the world believe that racism don't exist. If you live in the South, you will see it. You might want to ignore it, but you're going to see it. They don't hesitate. It's not as bad as it used to be, especially in the northern parts of the states, some states. If you go on deeper south in Mississippi, Arkansas, Harrison, what's that, Harrisonville, Arkansas? Alabama, you're going to see it. Those people still don't accept interracial couples. The white people, majority of white people, they don't like it. They don't like it, and they won't hesitate to let you know about it. You see them in the store. When an interracial couple come in or not, you see how they frown. You see how they get beside themselves. They start shaking their head. They won't let it go. It bothers them. A lot of black people feel like that too. But it don't bother me. It kind of sometimes startled me when I see them. When I see an interracial couple come in. Sometimes I'll look at them, but I move on. given our background, given their background, sometimes I wonder why a black woman would go and marry a white man. Then sometimes I wonder, but I don't hold it. Move on. 3 minutes later, I don't forget about them. Don't bother me. Some people can't let it go. And from what I'm understanding, that this lady shooting in Fordyce have something to do with politics. And I have been hearing that I have been hearing some news about people trying to start race wars leading up to November elections. And this coming from the people on the right side of the aisle. Those supporters, Trump supporters, they have never forgot about the past elections. They won't let it go. But they quick to tell people, Donald Trump been living rent-free in your head, such. Donald Trump been living rent-free. Well, clearly Joe Biden been living rent-free in y'all head since he election, because y'all are taking action. That big lie that Donald Trump pushed, saying he was cheated in all the states. Arizona, I was cheated. Wisconsin, I was cheated. Georgia, I was cheated. Some states, during the election, count the votes. Some states don't count the votes. You were getting that from Donald Trump. Democrats wasn't saying none of that. Georgia and all them states gave Donald Trump enough time to prove his case. Did he prove anything? Georgia, red state, run by the Reds. His own colleagues, they finally came out and said he lied. The man said, yeah, there are some evidence of people voting that are deceased or whatnot, but there wasn't enough to overturn the elections. Because truth be told, he said, this same percentage vote every election. So you're only concerned about it now when it costing you the election? That's the way the Republicans roll. Black folks, Democrats, been complaining about the way the voting process being carried out in a lot of states for years. Long before Donald Trump came, did they ever consider changing anything for the better? No. They liked it the way it was. This is why Georgia went and changed some voting laws after Donald Trump lost. They know he lost, he lied, but in the Democratic areas, they done changed a lot of voting procedures, took away some voting stations, trying to make it harder for the Democrats in Fulton County to show up and vote next time around. They turned off voting machines, turned the power out. Y'all remember Tyree Gibson took extension cords? They wouldn't even use them. They understocked voting precincts with ballots. They did this in Mississippi during the governor race. They use all them tactics. It's sad that people can be used and controlled to the point where they would watch TV and watch a president and watch somebody, and they will take this stuff to heart and go out there and cause destruction, hatred. This is what I'm hearing this latest mass shooting was about. They say a lot of this stuff is being planned. They want to cause a race war before the elections. Why? You have to be totally of the devil to take politics that seriously. People voted. You win, you lose. You move on. It's only rigged because Donald Trump lost. Yeah, the Democrats say it's rigged. But do you see what Democrats that supported Hillary Clinton went out and caused destruction, caused hate and discontent because she lost? Those people wanted Mike Pence dead simply because he would stand with Donald Trump. But they call themselves Christians, patriotic Christians. But when it came to Mike Pence and God, they didn't give a damn about his God, about God that they claim that they believe in. He's a rhino. He could have stood with Donald Trump. He could have stood. Yeah, but legally, do he have to? See what I'm saying? They want to claim they Christians, patriotic Christians, but when it comes to God laws and obeying God, them same people who holler they Christians and despise all Democrats that say they Christians, when it comes to them, they have the right to pick and choose. They can pick up their religion, they can lay it down when they get ready to. We don't have to stand behind our Christian beliefs. We can pick it up and lay it down, but you people, y'all have to. We can't understand. I can't understand for the life of me why would anybody claim to be a Christian support a Democrat? That's what they say. You can't be a Christian and you vote Democrat. They're the same people who vote Republican. And look at Donald Trump. Oh, they just want to keep him tied up in court because they're scared. They don't want him to run for president. They scared he might win. You know why the Democrats got any reason to be scared of Donald Trump? He lost last time. What make y'all think that these same Democrats ain't gonna go back and vote for again for Joe Biden? All them votes that came in after they stopped the voting count, all them votes. Well, none of that proven. I heard Juliana. They couldn't count the votes. They weren't close enough to see the sheets. They were standing so far, but at one point they were standing too far back, and at another point they were standing there ready to reject something, but the Democrat counters wouldn't let them do it. So which was it? He was lying right there. Donald Trump pushed that lie. The voting machines. But he was right back in Georgia campaigning for them two Republican candidates after they got into a tie. Y'all forgot about that, right? The old voting machines was rigged, right? But he was right back there in Georgia within 2 weeks campaigning for them two Republicans and people to come out and vote on them same machines. But still, he pushed that lie, and his weak-minded followers, with the help of Fox News, they believe that lie. This is why Georgia went and changed them voting laws. Now they want to make it harder for the Democrats in Fulton County to vote. They took away polling places. They don't want the people to vote. The Republicans always come up with tactics. Them the only ones who do tactics, to do stuff to try to eliminate people from voting. They shut off the voting place. They shut the power out to a lot of them voting places. During Trump-Hillary election. I think it was during that woman running for governor down there. They shut them places off on the Democrats. They did the same thing in Mississippi during this latest governor race. They understocked the polling places with ballots. They ran out, causing a delay. You see the tactics that the Republicans use, but these so-called Christian conservatives, where do their values go when they pull tactics? Mike Pence. I would vote for Mike Pence if he ran for president. But Mike Pence is a rhino. They wanted Mike Pence gone. Even on January 6th, they wanted his head. Simply because he was labeled a rhino. And a lot of them same people who holiday Christians, they put politics before God. They put politics, guns, in the Pledge of Allegiance before God. But they claim they God-fearing folks. Everything come before God. Nobody came out and said, yeah, Mike Pence was right. His values come before politics. He didn't break no law. He wouldn't stand behind Trump. He didn't have no right to stand behind Trump. But they wanted, simply because he was a Republican, they wanted him to not certify the votes because of that. Where does it stop? But would you give a Democrat the same avenue if it was a Democrat that said they were cheated and the vice president would certify the votes? Would have certified the votes for the Democrat? Would y'all say the same thing? No, you wouldn't. I already know you would. That's the way they are, though. Pledge allegiance, your Republican status, your guns, then God. God is on the back burner. Mike Pence said he a God-fearing man. He couldn't rightfully stand with Donald Trump. Well, forget about that. He's a Republican. He's a Republican. Okay, where do Christian values go? What happened to you people who claim y'all love God so much? Are we putting politics before God? God really said for the Christians not to even involve themselves in politics. Ain't that in the Bible? God said do not get involved with the affairs of this world, crooked government. That's what God said, the scriptures say. But these people be out here pushing Democrats and Republicans. They put in church. When Donald Trump was in the church just a couple of weeks ago, in the last week in Detroit, they said he was cussing and everything. I have yet to watch that video. But he campaigned in a black church. All them people came in there supporting him. I'm understanding he was cussing and everything, but you have some black conservative Christians who have podcasts and stuff who religiously talk about the Democrats using the church. And I have said, the Republicans started this way back in the old days. Coming to black churches, campaigning. Although they know they wouldn't get the votes, but they still started doing it. Politics coming to churches, they came from the Republicans back in the day. They started that. Now it's out of hand. Then Donald Trump of all people. That man don't care about God. If he did, he wouldn't be in so much trouble. The Bible say the laws weren't made for a righteous man. He will honor the laws of the land. He would do the stuff, pay his taxes. He wouldn't divorce 3 wives, then get caught up having sex with a porn star. Then turn around and try to use her to shut up so she wouldn't ruin him. So he can get them Christian votes. Oh, I'm such a good angel. See how y'all see the stuff y'all go for? But they saying that this attack in Fordyce, Arkansas is connected to politics. You shouldn't let politics or anything control your mind to the fact you would use that to go out there and cause hate, stir up hate, do evil acts. I don't understand why the highway patrol didn't take him out. Had it been a black man, they no doubt would have took him out. Just truth be told. Why did he survive? They shot and injured him. I'm not calling for they should have did. They shouldn't. I'm just saying. Terrorism, terrorist attack, terrorism, hatred don't have a place in the world. I know it's always going to be. But you shouldn't let anything drive you to the point where you're going to go out there and commit mass destruction behind anything, less known in politics. Guns. White people train their children, start training their children at an early age to shoot guns. They take them out there in the deer stand doing hunt season. 5, 6 years old, can't even hold a rifle, can't even hold a BB gun. But yet somehow they're able to shoot a deer with a rifle. Something strange about that. They be breaking the laws. They'll put a child in the deer stand and say he shot the deer. He ain't even holding the gun. The deer is on this. The rifle is on the stand. It's already aimed, focused in on the deer. All he did was pull the trigger. A child 5, 6, 7 years old can't hold their recoil. Can't hold that rifle. Let alone they can't. Definitely can't pull that trigger and stand there recoil. Put that gun in their hand and let them stand up with it. Let's see how long they can stand there and aim at that target before their arms give out. But they start training their children at an early age to like guns, shooting, and all this stuff. In the country where I'm from, white folk take that stuff to heart across the country. Shooting ranges. That's why they always full and packed. They love shooting. You have people that love guns and love to shoot that much all the time. Something ain't right about these folks. My auntie live out there in Arcabella. Them white folks down there got rifles, AK-47s, stuff like that. I be down there in my deer stand. You can hear them. Ain't deer hunting. Even doing something about AK-47. I asked, what they doing all this shooting down here? All day long. Machine guns. Sound like World War II. My auntie them down there can't get no peace. Them white folks love their guns, and dare anybody to call the law and say anything to them about shooting. Just disturbing the neighbors. Out there shooting all day long. You got to be crazy to sit out there and shoot a gun all day long. You dead. You don't have nothing to do with your life but shoot a gun. White people leave their guns laying around the house purposely, loaded, ready. Children in the house, dogs in the house, guns all on the floor, guns everywhere, in the safe, loaded. Safe ain't closed. Careless. They can't go nowhere without their guns. I love guns. I love to hunt. That's where it stopped at. You put a gun on your side. I see how a lot of people in society, them places have no gun power. Them people, most of them white folk, they walk right up in their place like they ain't seen no sign. And then you can tell the way they be looking. They be looking for trouble. Looking for trouble. I got a gun on me, looking for trouble. You got no gun on you. You trying to hurry up and get up out of there. It's funny how things change when people have guns. Even in the neighborhoods. Them young brothers out there keep making gun crimes and all that, just lawless. Take them guns away, what they gonna do? Nothing. But this latest mass shooting, too close to home, very close to home. Think about my wife. She work at the grocery store. I told her anytime she work at a big grocery store, you know, I told her be aware, be looking. She said, yeah. Because them people just don't pay attention to detail. The man comes in the store with an overcoat some on or whatever, a backpack and all this stuff, look out of place. A lot of people don't pay no attention. Black folks do. We try and get up out there, sound the alarm. But this fall, we need to be aware. Politics, nobody let politics or anything drive them to the point where they would do something like this. You are the devil. This stuff been cooking in people. This stuff is cooking. In the South, these supremacists, they are cooking. I've been hearing about a lot of planned attacks leading up to the elections. Y'all be careful out there. Be prayerful. This stuff is real. Close to home, 2.5 hours. In the South, they bleed red. They gonna try their best to get some payback and put Donald Trump in office. He been pushing this stuff. Donald Trump have a warped mind. That man is off. What happened on January 6th, he was glad it happened. That's what he wanted to happen, but it just didn't get completed like he wanted to. They had to beg that man to come out and make a statement, stop this stuff. He was sitting out there watching it on TV. I heard him say, "We are going. We are going." What happened to him? He jetted off. Left them people alone. Shot them people up. Donald Trump didn't tell them to do that. Because he got up there and gave some type of disclaimer that will make him free from liability. Y'all really want the world to believe that he didn't intend for that to happen? He didn't want that to happen? The man know how to hide behind lawyers. He gonna pump y'all up, pump them people up, and then say, don't do it. The people ain't hearing that. You don't pump them people up, now you want to tell them no violence or whatnot. And people ain't that stupid. What happened at that state, at that capital, is exactly what he wanted to happen.